Good morning, my dear beloved friends. Warm welcome to one and all of you. And I'm so delighted to meet with you again. And what brings us together is nothing that different from what we had been discussing in our previous sessions. We are talking about the importance of life, the positivity we need to acquire in our life. And what brings us to this kind of discussion is because we definitely see a lot of youngsters, teenagers, mid-aged people, even the elders struggling in their lives because of this one aspect, that is the positive mindset. And because of that lack in positivity or positive mindset, they're not able to march ahead in their life. That becomes a big struggle to many people in life, right? And that is the reason why we want to induct these kind of sessions and build you as overcomers. The biggest problem is many people struggle and they do not know how to overcome. Because why? There is no guidance, there is no proper awareness, there is no proper knowledge filling sessions like these. And that's why we are picking various topics that are associated in different parameters in life. And if you are a human being living in this earth, 100% you would have gone through either of these experiences, and probably you are stuck, probably you are blinking and helpless, not knowing how to overcome and stuff like that. All right, warm welcome again. And this session today, we are going to deal with a very, very important subject, and that's called as addictions. Is it addiction? Don't bite your finger or something like that. Addiction means immediately what comes on top of everybody's mind is drug addictions, alcoholic addictions, this and that, right? But not necessarily addiction needs to be always connected to these kind of, the alcoholics and all that. Of course, they are the prime category of addictions, but it doesn't mean that, other people are free of addictions. For example, you are a non-alcoholic, you are a non-smoker, right? Does it mean that you're free of addictions? No. Probably you spend a lot of time in this Facebook, right? You this thumb addiction. Many people are addicted to this thumb. They'll keep swiping their smartphone screen, right? And some people are addicted to watching lot of movies. Morning one movie, afternoon one movie, evening also one movie. Whether they travel or not, anytime they get as a free time, immediately they'll get into movies. Some people are addicted to speaking lies. They want to speak the truth, but immediately bloom, it just come out. Even if they want to speak some truthful matters, they cannot speak it 100% truthful. They'll mix it little bit of exaggerations and little bit of the decorations and all that. So who are they called as? They are somebody who are addicted to, right? And these are the topics, or I would say these are the habits that get inculcated in you over a period of time. What happens is you get addicted to lots and lots of things, and you're struggling a lot to overcome it, right? And that's exactly the reason why we are bringing up these kind of topics, to ensure that you people don't have a reason to say that I was not aware. Somebody could have told me, somebody could have helped me and all that. So that is the reason each time we are picking such topics. Therefore you have no reason to escape. That's not our intention, but you have no reasons to say that I have failed, I'm helpless and all that, right? That's the whole intention. Now, I hope you got the basics of addictions. The addiction by definition goes like this, right? Addiction is a kind of a treatable chronic medical disease. If you ask any medical specialist, they will call it a disease. They won't call it a kind of a habit that you have developed over a period of time and stuff like that, right? It involves, complex interactions among the brain circuits. You understand, our body produces almost like 700 trillion volts of energy every day, and because of that reason only your heart is beating and all that. Is there any battery? Because the heart is beating lub dub lub dub, no battery. It is all like the dynamo concept had been what is it, invented from the human body. It's because of the human body is how the dynamo, right? It's able to rechargeable batteries, everything had been discovered from this human body. I want you to understand, right? Likewise, it's a short circuit and fuse circuit. That's why you get tensed and immediately you will see the static force moving out of your body. You will see your body is sweating and stuff like that. You don't want to do that, right? And there are genetics involved to it, rather. Genetically, you have inherited this problem of addiction, right? Your father was alcoholic, that DNA genetics travels in your blood and you become addicted also. So there are possibilities from medical perspective, they have discovered all of this, right? or the environmental based or circumstance based or people oriented, whom you gel with, they it's very contagious. The addiction is very contagious. That's why look at your friend, and I can tell you who you are, right? Your friend's character will be reflecting in you. That's why you need to be very choosy in picking friends. I'm not saying you should kind of avoid people, but then when you pick people, you need to be very choosy, right? So, and also people with addiction, they use many substances or engage in behaviors that become absolutely compulsive, without which they cannot survive, and it's a very sad situation to watch, especially drug addicts. And it'll be a very sad situation to watch people who are addicted to internet, right? If internet is down one day, finish, they'll go mad. That's it. You will see the mood swings, you will see their behavior changes, this and that, right? And it's very harmful also. The consequences are very, very harmful, right? Now, how do you know actually if you're addicted? I already gave you the preface. We are keeping it very short. We will see how fast we could complete, because I got a feedback. If it is too lengthy, I'm not able to focus and all that, right? Now, general signs of addictions are lack of control, or you have that inability to stay away from a substance or from a matter or from an object. Good example is cell phone, right? Or television set, or a laptop, or a iPad, or something like that, right? And it decreased socialization behaviors, you will see. And you will abandon commitments, right? You will not be able to meet the commitments. You will be ignoring relationships. You will be ignoring risk factors associated. And you will not be normal. You can generally feel that person is not a normal human being. Why? Because there will be a lot of mood swings also associated. That's why I told you that there are a lot of static forces involved when you get into these kind of addictions. Those static forces will start, reverse reactions, and then what happens is all the chemicals and everything, the level changes, and your mood also changes. Now, the main causes for addictions are the following, right? Number one is environment. Environment means exposure to addictive substances. Social pressure is also involved, and lack of social support, and poor coping skills. For example, how much ever you tell something to some people, they have a poor coping skills. Why? Because they keep questioning, is this right? Why? And why not? And all that, right? And there is a problem, right? And they develop the addictions because of that reason. The frequency and the duration of use is also another factor. The more someone uses a substance, the more likely they will become addicted to it, is something that you and I cannot ignore. And these are the main causes for addiction. So if you carefully watch out on these parameters, there are higher chances that you can quit addiction. Again, I'm repeating, addiction is not ever limited to only or limited only to the drug addictions or alcoholic or smoking or all those things, right? Now, what are the greatest addictions, right? And they have done a lot of researches in this aspect. Number one is alcohol. That's the greatest addiction. Addiction in the US, especially if you see, heroin may be the most drug addiction that has been found, and cocaine is still one of the worst addictions in America, right? Cigarettes are among the top 10 addictions in the world. It doesn't matter any country, India, Africa, South Africa, anywhere you go, the cigarette is normal. Europe also, they smoke like anything. Is addiction defined as a disease, or is it a condition? Many people have this problem. You can call it a condition, you can call it a disease, but it is defined as a disease by and large by most medical associations, including the American Medical Association and the American Society of Addiction Medicine, right? They've researched like diabetes, cancer, and heart disease. And addiction is also caused by combination of behavioral patterns that changes, psychological issues, and environmental factors. I told you, right? You're in the peer pressure or social pressure during college days. If you're gelling among 9 people, right, or 10 people, you're the only guy who's not smoking. What happens? Peer pressure. They're going to make fun of you. They're going to tease you. Without a choice, you want to take a puff. Then what happens? It becomes a habit. And likewise, alcoholic, right? This is called as peer pressure, and many people get into the addiction. Stay away from such company. Doesn't matter, right? You can stay alone, but you can live long and healthy, no problem. Or I'm sure there are people like you who doesn't want to get involved in any of these addictions. Why don't you guys form a gang and you become very good friends and start doing something very useful and fruitful and productive? You understand? And I've spoken about alcoholism in specific, that alcohol that is evolved from a spirit. That spirit, they will use, they rub it on your skin before injecting, right? It's the super format of that spirit, and that's used predominantly to preserve the dead bodies. So you consume more alcohol, you will become another dead body. So why you want to get into all that, right? And the biological factors, I told you, right? There are also genetical problems. There are also DNA related matters, and you cannot avoid it. But you can quit, and we are going to discuss on those tips, right? The 7 stages of addiction is a very famous theory, but I want to really talk through it very quickly. It is initiation. Initiation happens because of peer pressure mostly. Watch out on that, right? At your workplace, in the college, in schools, and all that. Out of that thrilling attitude, they start to get into this. That's the initiation stage. Now let me try one puff. Let me take one, whatever unit you call it as, right? One sip or something like that. Second thing is experimentation. Many people don't have peer pressure. They have free time in the weekend. You can do something, some sessions like this. No, share knowledge and be useful to somebody. Why are you killing yourself? They want to try one drug addiction or something like that. Experimentation mode. They also fall into addictions. Number three, regular usage. People are already in the regular usage without which it's a habit. Yeah, like how they pick a snack and eat, like that they have to pick a cigarette and smoke, something like that. Habit. Fourthly, risky usage. Risky usage is they will go over and beyond. Chain smokers, right? They are uncontrollable. Number five is dependence, right? Without which they cannot live. They go mad. Those are the dependence category. Very dangerous people because they will go to any extent, even killing people. They just need money to buy the drug and they want to, consume that alcohol. That's it. They don't care. Something like that. Very important. All these things, 6 or 7 things, contribute to one factor only. That's called as addiction. These are the different stages or different varieties of addiction. You figure out which stage you are in, right? It's like the cancer stage 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 means they will tell 3 months you will be alive, you will be dead and gone. The fourth stage of cancer is equivalent to the dependent stage. So you just analyze and see whether you can live without depending on that internet, without depending on this or that. So that's the point I'm trying to make. Now, what are the consequences of addiction is already we touched, but we want to look at the biological consequences, the physical consequences. Very important thing, because we are just telling this for your good only, nothing else, right? The impact of addiction could be starting from the cardiovascular disease. You will get all sorts of artery problems, artery blocks, and stuff like that. Second is lung disease, right? Many people can't breathe freely, and they are the most impacted during this corona situations. People who are in addictions, they've become victims during the first wave itself, right? Very sad. And you're known for brain strokes, right? Brain stroke, people get into brain strokes, cancers, HIV, AIDS, both are same, hepatitis B and C, and lung diseases, many sorts of lung diseases, mental disorders. That's the worst thing. At least these things can be operated and cured or medication, but this mental disorders, no, when you're addicted, very tough to overcome. Therefore kill it at the initial stage itself. That's why we told you what stage you are in. We gave you that introduction. Last but not the least, how do I stop getting addicted? There are few tips. Actually, there is no tips or something. It's a decision you got to make. That's the only tip. You got to make a decision, right, out of awareness. Don't make a blind decision. From today I'm not smoking. I'm telling you, you won't even survive more than 2 days. In 48 hours you will be picking the cigarette again. Make a clear decision with facts. Analyze it. Why it is not good? Why should I quit? Reason always. Okay, these are the reasons why I should quit. Because it's quit. It's because good for my lungs, and it's going to be helping me for a well-being and long life and stuff like that, right? And you are going to be a very useful person for this society. Why should you lose your life unnecessarily? When you have these kinds of facts and reasons attached to your decision, then that decision is steadfast. It's long lasting. Nobody can shake it. But just like that, being playfully, you take some decision that will dissolve, that won't stand long. First thing is decision. Now educate yourself, get into a lot of education awareness programs and stuff like that. Consult your doctor, consult your parents, consult anybody who is closer to you. Tell them your problems and take advice, no problem. One of the best and most effective ways to prevent addiction is to educate yourself about the risks of drug, alcoholism, any sorts of addictions associated. Don't limit it only to that. Now be involved in teaching, healthy replacements to this addiction. See, when you quit addiction, you need to replace it immediately with something else. That's the important tip, right? You got to replace it with swimming or some sports or some music or something that you like, or even eating, right? Go around and eat well and sleep well. That's enough, right? Get involved in something you like, your hobby, and that you need replacement. Education is first, decision is second, and third is you need to replace it with something that is fruitful, something that is valuable, right? And stay close to your friends. Don't quit loneliness. Such people, addiction, the main basic reason for addiction is people who are in loneliness, right? Some people use loneliness as advantage, like Thomas Alva Edison. He loved that loneliness, and he thanked God that somebody slapped on his ears and he became deaf. Quietness and loneliness made him a very successful person. If you're a person like that, you're not addicted, you are focused on what you want to achieve in life. But 90% of people, they get addicted because of loneliness. Therefore, look for friends, stay with family, look for some companion and all that, and and get into the mode of education. That is the most important thing. All right, with this we will close this session. I hope it was a very useful session. Please let us know if you need more topics like this. We will ensure we release it ASAP. And stay safe, stay healthy, and leave behind any feedback on this audio quality, video quality content you want to improve with more examples. Please let us know. God bless. Stay safe. I'll soon meet you with another session, and take good care of yourself. Bye. Thank you.